Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul channel, and I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I just would like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor for and acceptance before you, Hashem. And some people I think have inspired me, hope they can inspire you as well. And I will have links below this video to their sites. They are Rabbi Shalom Arush, Rabbi Lazer Brody, Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Rabbi Alon Anava, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Rav Daniel Asor, Nisan Baruch Black, David Sachs, Rabbi Michael Skobach, Jews for Judaism, Rabbi David Ashir, and Rabbi Yaron Ruvain. As well, if you've never checked out this channel before, I will have a link right below this video to my first video, which explains what M.L.M for the Soul means, what it stands for, and what I am doing. So when this video will be posted, mostly Shabbos, we're going to be coming up on the holiday of Shavuot, or Shavuos, however you pronounce it. And last week's video, I did talk about some interesting insights into Shavuot or Shavuos from the Artscroll Machzor, which I have here again, and I will have a link below to the Artscroll's website so you can check out all the offer. So the topic for today also comes from something that was written in here. The topic I call Significance of All-Night Torah Study on Shavuot or Shavuos. And in here, there's a very interesting perspective on that. And if you do have the Artscroll Machzor for Shavuot, towards the back, and I believe it's in the same size, in the larger side, this is the pocket, this is called the pocket size. So there's something called Tikkun Leil Shavuot, which gives you, it's many pages, it gives you the, what you would say, that first night, you start, here it's on page 670, and it goes till, let's see, I'm trying to find the end of it. It goes a long way. Let's see, it even has the 613 Taryag mitzvos. If you never knew them, you could look them up here because they're all here, each and every one. So it's from 670 to 764. Now, last year, I had the pleasure, Baruch Hashem, of actually staying up all night and doing it. Now, if you're going to stay up all night, do not lie down to do this, to do the tikkun. You should be sitting in a chair. That really helps you stay focused. So, in here, they had a very interesting write-up about it that I want to find. So, bear with me as I find it. I didn't mark the place before I started, which I ought to have done. So, let me see if I can find it here. Let me see. Just bear with me a minute, and I'm going to try to locate it. I thought I knew exactly where it was, but I didn't mark it off. So, just one second. I think it's right after the davening for the first night. Let's see. Yes, here it is. I found it. It's actually after davening and the benching. So, I don't know who this is written by. It's just a couple of pages, but I thought this would be really important to share with you so you understand why it is so important and significant. So, a Tikkun Leil Shavuot. A well-established custom calls for an all-night Torah study session on the first night of Shavuot. In some communities, especially within the yeshiva world, the first night of Shavuot is spent in informal Torah study by independent groups of 2 or 3, each group usually reviewing that which has been studying. It has been studying since Pesach. And in recent years, the rabbis of some synagogues have taken to lecturing deep into the night, either to accommodate those who are not capable of studying by themselves, or to enable the entire congregation to study the same topic. These are all admirable ways of fulfilling the minhag of all-night Torah study. Nevertheless, perhaps the most prevalent custom is the perusal of the formal course of study known as Tikkun Leil Shavuot, which I mentioned earlier. I told you what page it's on here in the Machzor. So the basic structure of the Tikkun was formed by the Arizal, as recorded in Eitz Chaim, and was subsequently enhanced by the Shla. It contains passages from every weekly Torah reading, every book of Tanakh, the first and last Mishnah of every tractate, a listing of the 613 mitzvot, and some sections of the Zohar. So here it says it, and I didn't have to look. It actually says here, the Hebrew text of the Tikkun is on pages 670 to 764. So the source in the Zohar. So during the month of Sivan, the daytime is already considerably longer than the night, and the dawn comes quite early. So on the day Yisrael was to receive the Torah, the nation overslept. So the sun had already risen, Hashem was waiting atop Mount Har Sinai, yet the people were still sleeping. So Moshe went through the camp to arouse them. He cried, "Arise from your sleep. The groom," meaning Hashem, has already arrived. He seeks the bride, meaning Israel, that he may lead her to the chuppah. He is waiting to present her with the Torah. That's from Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer. So does a bride sleep through the hour appointed for her wedding? Does one remain in bed when he has an appointment with the king? Surely atonement was required. Thus, the Zohar records that certain extremely pious individuals would remain awake the entire night of Shavuot as a means to rectify this lapse. It is proper for the bride's entire company to assist her with her wedding preparations by studying the Torah, prophets, writings, Midrashim, and Kabbalah, for these are like her jewelry. Thus, although the practice arose among the greatest and most pious scholars, all who study Torah customarily remain awake and study Torah the entire night of Shavuot. Now, I don't know if it applies for women too. I don't think it does, because women aren't required to study Torah, but I will attempt, Ezra Hashem, to do it again this year. So in a novel interpretation, the Apter Rav explains how the Jews were able to sleep late in the morning they were to have received the Torah. When they learned that the Torah would be presented to them in 3 days, the people were overwrought with longing. So great was their desire for the Torah that by the time Shavuot night arrived, their emotions reached such a high pitch that they passed out in anticipation. That's pretty amazing. And they remained in this stupor until Moshe came through the camp to arouse them. Next paragraph, widespread acceptance. So although the custom of remaining awake the entire night of Shavuot was first recorded almost 2 millennia ago, it was observed only by small groups of scholars. Widespread acceptance of this custom was not realized until about 400 years ago, when it was popularized by the scholars and Kabbalists of Tzfat, who were inspired by the following incident that involved at least 2 of them. This is a phenomenal story, true story. So here goes. So Rav Shlomo Halevi Alkabetz, who was a Paitan, he wrote Lecha Dodi, a commentator, a leading Kabbalist, and a member of the circle of Rav Yosef Karo, who was the author of the Shulchan Aruch. So the two had first met in Turkey, where Rav Shlomo became a disciple of Rav Yosef. So Rav Shlomo's account of a Shavuot night Torah study session while he and Rav Yosef were together in Turkey was recorded by the Shlach in Masechet Shavuot. So let it be known that the Chassid, meaning the pious man, Rav Shlomo, called Yosef Karo by this title, and I, his servant, along with some other of our colleagues, decided to remain awake the entire night of Shavuot. Thanks to Hashem, we were able to do so. We did not cease our studies for a moment. Now, me, on the other hand, I did stop a few times, got up, had something to drink or snack, but, it's definitely commendable not to. So Rav Shlomo then lists the portion of scriptures that they studied. After that, they began learning Mishnayos. They had completed the first 2 tractates exactly at midnight, and the following took place. So here's the story. So a voice was heard from the Chassid's mouth. So when we talk about the Chassid, we're talking about Rav Yosef Karo. A great voice which spoke very clearly. All who were present heard it, but nonetheless could not understand what it said. So this wasn't actually Rav Yosef Karo speaking. It was something coming out from his mouth. The voice was very melodious and grew even stronger. Out of great fear, we covered our faces and were unable to raise our eyes to see what was happening. So this is Rav Shlomo Alkabetz saying that. So then the voice said, "Hearken, my beloved friends, who are very scrupulous about observing the mitzvot. Shalom to you, my beloved comrades. You are praiseworthy, and your parents are praised for having borne you. You are fortunate in this world and fortunate in the world to come, for you have devoted yourself to crowning me on this night. The words of your Torah story and the breath of your mouths has split the very heavens, and it has ascended through them all directly to Hashem. The malachim who are silent, the seraphim are quiet, the chayos are standing still, and the entire heavenly array, as well as the Holy One, blessed is He, is listening to your voices." So after saying this, the voice identified itself as the malach that represents the very soul of the Mishnah. "I am the Mishnah. I have come to speak to you as a mother who admonishes her son. Had there been 10 of you here tonight, you would have been exalted even higher. Nevertheless, you have risen extremely high. Do not pause in your Torah study, for it draws a thread of grace upon you, and your Torah study is sweet unto Hashem. Return to your studies. Do not pause for a moment. So after Yom Tov, go up to Eretz Yisrael, where you will eat of the exalted land's bounty. Do not worry about your possessions, for I shall support you. Peace unto you, peace unto your families, and peace unto all that is yours. Hashem will give strength to His nation. Hashem will bless His nation with peace." So Rav Shlomo then adds that the soul of the Mishnah taught them much from the wellsprings of wisdom and promised them great rewards. Their eyes streamed with tears of joy as all they had learned from the voice. Now that's amazing. I don't think any of us have that merit. We're not on that level. It's pretty phenomenal. So for the remainder of the night, our lips did not cease from speaking words of Torah. In the morning, we went to immerse in the mikveh. There we met 3 of our colleagues who had not been with us during the night. When we told them of the wonderful things that Hashem had done for us, their hearts melted within them. They broke out in weeping. Then and there, the 10 of us decided to remain awake the second night and repeat our learning session of the night before. We followed the same order of study as the night before. This time, since there was 10 of us present, the soul of the Mishnah did not wait until midnight. As soon as we concluded reading the Aseret HaDibrot, which are the 10 Commandments, and we began to read the portion of Shema, that follows soon after, we heard the beloved voice. "Hearken, my beloved friends, who are very scrupulous about observing the mitzvot." Then the Malach of the Mishnah revealed even more of the secrets of the Torah to them than the previous night. and bestowed even greater blessings than on the night before. For now they had a full minion of 10. So that's pretty amazing. So that's the end of the story. So here it just shows you what they were able to accomplish. You know, this heavenly voice came down. So imagine how great Torah study is, especially doing it on the night of Shavuot. And here it just proves that to you. So I hope everyone will try and attempt to do it. Even the women and even children should try to learn a little. Maybe not all of it, but you could try doing the Tikkun Leil Shavuot that it says try to do a little bit, do as much as you can. What I suggest is, if you can, on the day before the night of the Shavuot starts, try to take a nap. That probably would help you to stay up through the night and complete it. And I hope that we will all merit with the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days and the rebuilding of our final Beis HaMikdash. Amen. And thanks for watching.